everybody. I don't know what happened. Okay, so Sharon, if you're watching, I'm going to talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to invite you in, okay?
Oh, that shadow driver was a bitch tonight. I'm just trying to get my trick or treat on, girl. I don't care what kind of club this is.
We're going to let some people congregate. I need to do this really quick. It's bad enough that I didn't do blue hands.
Oh, yes. Oh, that line means we're doing a full fantasy tonight, but I do not wait in lines. Kidding, kind of. Sure. Stunning.
Everyone relax. Our special guest will be with us shortly.
I don't know where you think you're going. Can't you read?
No facts. No fence.
Oh my God.
No freaks.
Okay.
You know who the fuck you're talking to? I'm Sharon by the fucking needle. Excuse me.
Hold on, you guys.
Little bag of weirdos. Take it up the street.
Why don't you take this to your fucking head? Happy Halloween, motherfucker. Come on, kid. This club is a haunted house.
I'm having major technical problems. Okay, I'm not doing nails. I'm not doing nails. Fuck it. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry. Look, I have one nail on, and my hands aren't blue. Just a second now. You know how Grandma is. First of all, let's look at that new neck. This club is a haunted house. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Yes, let's look at the neck one more time. Jesus fucking Christ. She paid enough money for it. I feel terrible. I should have done blue hands, and the nails are not fucking sticking on. Thank God I'm funny and gorgeous. All right, so it's a free fucking Instagram live. Get over yourself. Anybody who doesn't like this, you want your money back? All right, let's do this. You guys ready? Sharon Needles is an American drag queen and hot mess, best known for winning season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Although legally she cannot be called the Queen of Halloween until Elvira dies, which she never will, I will affectionately call her the Princess of Poltergeists. This is the shortest intro I have ever written. Please welcome Satan's favorite cross-dressing superstar, Sharon Needles. And let's see if she's go live. Okay, girlfriend, just say hello and I'll click on you and invite you in. You know you're dealing with, see, she's used to dealing with really old spirits. Yeah, oh God, my teeth. Sharon, please just comment and I will invite you in. The Princess of Poltergeists. She probably already gave up. She was probably like, she's putting nails on? She has a fake cigarette hanging out of her mouth? Hey, bitch, don't you worry. Sharon Needles!
The Princess of Poltergeist. You know, Jackie, I've always called myself a PBR princess. And if I was a Golden Girl, they'd call me PBR.
Oh, PBR is Pabst Blue Ribbon, which means you're not just an alcoholic. You're a fucking trashy, cheap one.
That's right. Trick or treat, sis.
How are you, sweetheart?
Well, I guess you're a friend, so we'll just be honest. It has been one challenging year, but we
Yes.
are back at that time of Halloween, which ever since I was a kid makes me so happy. So uh, uh, I guess I'm just in line with everyone else that it's been a very, very challenging year.
It really has. Can I tell you exactly? I want to explain this look. Obviously, you are ooky spooky and beat bop boopy
I put
and
the Thor in gorgeous.
but yes, yes. Well, I was afraid that with my new neck, my new youthful neck and
And
eyes.
congratulations, Jackie, on that neck. Now,
Thank
I
you.
remember. I I I hope this doesn't sound offensive at all, but I kind of
Coming
have.
from you?
Yeah, I know, right? Boo. I I always don't really. I kind of don't like when bigger queens lose a lot of weight. Like
Right.
I always have loved plus size queens, more room for makeup. And bigger queens tend to be a little more outrageous. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Divine and a huge fan of yours. And when you lost weight, I kind of wasn't in for the look, but this new snatch neck is giving it to me, sis.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I've always had, not always, but I've had a relatively thin face considering how morbidly obese I have been. So,
Oh, Jackie,
yeah,
that's just
Alexis are,
morbidly obese.
oh my God, I need to do something like that. A show called Morbidly Obese, and it's just fat Halloween girls. Here's the point. Alexis Arquette used to get really mad when I lost weight too. So,
Yes, and for the viewers who are watching now, who probably think you and me have been, since we're both kind of horror industry queens. We really haven't known each other that much, but for the viewers who might not know my background of how much I love you is I discovered you in the 99-cent VHS bin at Casey's gas station in Newton, Iowa for a movie called Wickstock. And I used to hide that movie underneath my bed the way other kids hid porn. And you were such a monumental force for me because you were queer, you were drag, and you were rock and roll, and I'd never seen anything like it before. So for those
oh my
of you watching who
gosh.
think we've been friends for long, and then of course I would go to your shows. I'd go to your Dirty Sanchez shows when you would open up for My Life for So Cold. I used to stand and greet lines like my fans do now
Uh-oh, you
to get your
froze. Hold
films
on.
God Save the Queen signed. And you are a big part of why I am the way I am. So everyone should start blaming you.
No, everyone should start tipping me.
That's right. So
Sharon, tell
put
people.
down in the comments below and tip Jackie. Oh, by the way, I'm in full nails. I always say, always drunk, never late.
I know, sweetie. I know. I told you. We did a little tech rehearsal yesterday, and we were talking about that. And I said, it's so sad that so many people keep thinking Alyssa Edwards is dead because they keep hearing the phrase, the late Alyssa Edwards. She's always fucking late. Look, I'm putting them on. Anyway,
Yes, I know you are committed. You are committed to the look. Who am I to stop you?
Sweetie, I'm with fucking Sharon Needles. If I don't have blood red, glitter, pointy fucking nails, then I don't want to live. I will turn the camera towards the front door, run out the door, and get hit by a car in front of everybody on Instagram Live, which you would love.
Yeah. Yes, I love car crashes.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. We discussed this. What is the prize for the random tipper?
The prize is going to be a signed autographed copy of my album Battle Axe. We did a very small run of LPs, and this is mostly to inspire kids. I mean, of course, please enjoy my records, but to inspire kids to invest in record players and to their local record stores.
Amazing. I don't know if it's cheap Botox. Amazing.
I haven't been hit with the needle since all of COVID.
Oh my God, you are really freezing.
Yeah. Oh, am I freezing? Oh, but anyway, that's going to be a copy of Battle Axe.
An autographed copy.
An autographed copy. It was my third record. It's a really fun, dark synth pop record, but really, it's just for young kids not to just listen to the music that is shoved in their ears by radio and the internet, to really go to record stores, and you'll be shocked what you find.
Right. Now, did I ever tell you, this is so funny, I didn't plan on, I have a whole bunch of like, you know, questions ready, but did I ever tell you that when we were recording the Dirty Sanchez album, you know, our song Euthanasia?
Yes.
It was 100% pro-suicide. It was like, kill yourself, end it all. And as a matter of fact, I think Mario Diaz just said, she's not freezing for us. Okay, well, I'll stop talking about it.
Yeah, thank you, Mario. And
so,
thank you for tuning in, Mario. Huge fan.
Yes. You sent me the picture. You really are a huge fan.
That's
Very
right.
impressive.
I remember seeing his body during Dirty Sanchez performances, and I wondered if it was a muscle suit, like the one where Milk wears for the promo for All Stars.
Really?
I thought his body wasn't real.
That's hilarious. So I have one more nail to put on, one more nail in the coffin of my
One more nail in the coffin, yeah.
Right. So here's my point. We were this close to recording the song, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I hope this doesn't make you feel like, oh, she's not as punk rock as I thought she was. I was like, I cannot have some 12, 13-year-old kid in the middle of nowhere going through hell, being tormented at school, questioning everything, hearing my voice in headphones saying, kill yourself.
Right.
So,
well, and I know where you were going. When you grow up queer and you're a shocking drag queen, there's a natural or supernatural sense to say the most shocking, disturbing things, because we are survivors. So those things make us laugh. You know, we've found a way to make humor and shock value be kind of a therapeutical thing, but there also does come somewhat of a responsibility about it when you do become, as you are, a larger-than-life drag superstar, Jackie.
Right. Well, listen, when you're in the middle of hell and you're experiencing it on a daily basis, you might not get the irony of a song called Euthanasia. So I quickly rewrote the song and made it all about not killing yourself and hanging in there and fuck everybody. And, you know, I can't tell you how many people...
Now that sounds so boring to me.
But the song is good.
It's one of my favorites. It's I love Really Rich Italian Satanists.
Of course.
But again, you and me have always, we're cut from the same cloth of wanting to be dangerous drag queens. You know, like when you are picked on for being who you are, and from the generations that we came from, that badge of honor to be shocking and grotesque, it's its own fucking brand, and unfortunately, it's dying. And we were saying this the other day when I was talking to you on a shitload of cocaine.
Yeah.
Is that RuPaul's Drag Race, as great as a show as it is for promoting drag to the masses, it's kind of robbed us of that kind of cynical, badass, transgressive, button-pushing punk, saying exactly what you don't really think, because it's dangerous. And we're living in a world where I think that's starting to die. And I never wanted to be a role model. I just wanted to be a supermodel.
Right. The only role I'm even remotely interested in is a cinnamon roll.
It's Pillsbury. Yeah.
Right. But, listen, there's a problem when something goes mainstream, it becomes safe and family friendly and all ages. I have literally been hired to do gay pride, and as I'm walking on stage, now remember, this is all ages and family friendly. I'm like, what? Like, do you know me? Every song is about sucking cock, shitting myself. I just, so anyway, but listen, if gay people can walk down the street holding hands and not get the shit beat out of them, that's great. But there is a price to pay. It was more fun when we had to be in the shadows and it was just for us. But it is what it is, as our wonderful president said about 220,000 dead people. Should we get to the questions?
Oh, sure. Let's get to the questions. Thanks, Jax. You read them, because I'm not good at reading unless it's Fifi O'Hara.
Oh, no, I'm going to read them. I wrote them. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm moving too fast.
I may have only said that joke about every night for the last 9 years.
Honey, give the people what they want. And speaking of that, do you have do you want to say anything about my makeup?
Oh, I'm blue with envy. You look gorgeous. it's kind of reading a little Voluptuous Horrors of Karen Black meets Grandpa Munster. So I'm in. You're like
Yes,
Grandpa.
Kembra Munster.
Yes, Grandpa Munster.
Kembra
Grandpa.
Munster. All right, let's do this, you stupid bitch. Just a reminder that if you tip me, a random tipper is going to win an autographed copy, very rare vinyl copy of Sharon's LP Battle Axe. And it used to be the highest tipper, but live and learn. I'm a business lady. I don't want anyone to feel like I don't even have a chance if I'm gonna, so you could literally tip $2 and win because it's random. So the more times you tip and so tip. Times are tough.
That's right.
Let's do this.
And us drag queens, we brag about how rich we are all the time, but we're also compulsive liars.
Well, the internet says I have $4 million, and don't take this the wrong way. If I had $4 million, I wouldn't be here talking to you, you fucking stupid whore.
Yeah, and all that money went to that neck.
It was worth it.
I loved listening to you read Nikki Boyer and all the cast of Straight Talk now that you got your snatch neck.
Yeah. I love to go on Ross's show because people don't realize what a sick fuck Ross is. He's got a great sense of humor, but he has a certain brand. So I always try to egg him on and try to get him to be as disgusting as he really is.
Right.
Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
First question is Wikipedia yes or no, where you can confirm or deny something I read about you on the internet.
Yes.
In your music video for the song Hollywoodn't, did you really portray 3 dead things by dressing up as the Black Dahlia, Sharon Tate, and my career? See what I did there? Did you dress? I haven't seen the video, which is embarrassing to admit, but I'm not a fan. No, I'm just kidding. Did you dress up like Sharon Tate?
Yes, the song Hollywoodn't is the lyrics are I know that I do what I shouldn't, I do what Hollywouldn't, and it was really written based about how much I've had a love affair with Hollywood and fame since I was a kid. And then when I got a taste of it, I was like, ooh, the concept of fame and the concept of Hollywood it's a mirage. And once you feel it, it goes away. You kind of see through the mirage. So I really wanted to focus the video on famous starlets who died. So we did Jane Mansfield, and then we decapitated me, which we all know her head didn't really come off, just the scalp.
It was the wig.
We did Sharon Tate, and we had knives going into pregnancy bellies, and I did Elizabeth Smart, the Black Dahlia.
Yes.
And it was shot in black and white, and the only thing in color was the blood. And it's a beautiful, beautiful video. It's shocking and dark, but that's what you're gonna get. I'm more Marilyn Manson than Marilyn Monroe.
Right. I will check it out, as the kids say.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
I interviewed Elvira last week for the show, and her original look was supposed to be Sharon Tate from the Fearless Vampire Killers, or excuse me, your teeth are in my neck, whatever that parenthetical title is. But, it was blonde. It was sort of a baby doll nightgown. They didn't go for it. They wanted the beautiful, gothy black stuff. But,
well, yeah, they probably wanted to hit it home, but I just love the story of Elvira had created Cassandra Peterson had created a Valley Girl character for the Groundlings, and they took the concept of Vampira and she mixed it with that Valley Girl stupid bimbo culture. And I know you and me have been highly, highly inspired by that type of archetype.
Unbelievable. I told her, she and Dolly Parton are the patron saints of drag.
What's the difference?
It's the same. It really is two sides of the same coin.
Big wig, one dress.
And it's that coin that they dig up at the beginning of The Exorcist.
Yes.
All right. Now, are you in a relationship right now? I know you were dating a special effects makeup artist for a while, and I want to ask, who did that first, you or Alaska?
Well, it was me.
Okay.
I met Chad O'Connell on Halloween Day in Salem, Massachusetts, as he was doing my prosthetics to turn me into the witch from The Witches. And it was an instant love affair. It was probably the first time I ever really felt like love at first sight. And we were inseparable for 7 years. And, you know, because I'm pretty sure I died in March, and this is all my personal health. But
Right.
just to throw another wrench into the gears of 2020, uh, uh, my old ball and chain hit the road.
That happened recently?
Yes, that happened this summer, right during COVID. So I can't just like fix my heart by fucking everything that walks.
I know. So that's what I was going to tell you. The reason I did this look is because I don't trust myself. I have this new look. I feel gorgeous. I could have painted gorgeous and
Yes.
got on my app and hooked up with a guy. And I was like, I'm going to do fucking full on blue-faced Halloween and not get any action because I need to be safe.
It was a breakup I didn't see coming. It was so devastating. But what I realized is that it is a story told a million times. It's personal to me, but it's love and love lost happens so much through people's lives, and it's just a slow thing. I still hope he gets hit by a mass truck, but
Sure.
I'm more important because I know you've taken a long break from the love department. So did Ross Matthews get you on the dating app?
No, Sherry Vine did.
Oh, Sharon. Oh, she's the queen of those.
But Ross was always trying to get, you know, he was always saying, you deserve this, you deserve that.
Girl, you know she ain't getting no pussy.
What, Ross?
Yeah, why is she trying to set everyone else up?
Girl, look at me. Ross gets it.
Well, Jackie, if it means anything, I'm single now, and we have a lot in common.
We're just friends. Stop it. Don't be a tuck buster.
Yeah, so for all you people out there watching.
Hey, now I know
I'm marrying for money the second time. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you guys meet someone and you get engaged, don't tattoo the date you met on your wedding finger. You'll regret that.
Did you do that?
I have October 31st. We got October 31st put on under our engagement rings, but now it just says I'm married to Halloween, and that's a girl.
You know
who
what?
never leave me.
You know, I always say life is embarrassing if lived properly. I'm sure I have tattoos that I'm not that thrilled with, but you know what? Life goes on. Fuck it.
And that's the joy of life. If you're lucky enough to get to a certain point in life without dying, it's just heartbreak, cancel culture, and aging.
Right, exactly.
Well, what a treat.
Let's talk about cancel culture. How does it feel being told by a 14-year-old white cisgender girl what's right and what's wrong?
Well, I'll tell you this. RuPaul once famously said, if you're not paying my bills, what you think of me is none of my business. I don't adhere to that. I'm an emotional chameleon, and I feel other people's pain. I feel people's frustration, and especially when it's not true, especially when it's fabricated, especially when maniacal, narcissistic people who can't decide to culture. Because I say those who can't cancel, because I just think in the fan base of Drag Race, first of all, at the beginning we were getting away with everything because we were so beloved. We got away with anything.
Also, 12 people. Also, 12 people were fucking watching.
Right. Yeah. And now the tail is beginning to wag the dog. And this whole thing of people making simple mistakes or just fabrications or whatever can have devastating effects on people's careers. But you know, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna Jeffree Star this. I'm not gonna sit in a ring light and make some boo-hoo fucking story. I'm not gonna turn my pain or anyone else's pain into entertainment, because it is too easy to sit back and enjoy watching people's lives fall apart, and that is just human nature.
Of course.
But after 2020, and you know, I went through a divorce. I just found out about my mom's breast cancer. I'm not working. There are far more pressing things to think about than the entertainment of other people's pain, and I'm just not going to subscribe. Unless it's a Jeffree Star video, and then I can't stop watching.
Of course. No, listen, here's the real problem. No matter what kind of entertainer you are, if you do this for a living, if you go to this much work on a Wednesday at 6 p.m., you know, for a free Instagram live, then you're really just here to make people happy. My
Right.
mom was depressed before she was clinically depressed before there was commercials and pills and everyone was talking about it. I felt like the little gay boy, it was my job to make her laugh. So anyway, here's my point. Even though we try to act cool and we're trying to be cutting edge, we are emotional people who just want to make people happy. And when people are not only not happy, but accuse us of the exact opposite of what we're trying to do, it really fucking hurts.
Hurts. It really
And,
does.
and if you're an artist or a comedian, listen, 99.999% of comedians who say a joke, which is, you know, unacceptable, or you did not just accidentally catch them being racist. That's not the real them. They tried to do a joke. It fucking failed.
Right. Yeah. The people that do real harm are not doing it in a spotlight and being paid for it.
Exactly.
What and drag queens historically, especially kind of like, you know, there's a million different kind of drag queens. They're not all from the same clown car, but ones like us can tend to be intentionally self-sabotaging, and that comes from a lifelong history with pain and not acceptance. And I almost feel like I sometimes will create situations for myself that I know are intentionally sabotaging because, you know, it comes from that growing up in Newton, Iowa, and just being a sponge of other people's pain when I should have been a child.
Well, I don't know. I think you should cut yourself some slack because everyone does that in a certain way. They have too much sex, they drink too much, they drive too fast. People want to feel alive, and if you're
All
an
those things were me.
entertainer, I'm just saying, if you're an entertainer, you're going to push the envelope the way an
I'm
entertainer
kidding. I don't
does.
drive. I drink too much.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, when sometimes night after night doing the same clown show, you kind of want to push the envelope and remind yourself that you're still alive. And people want their comedians and their drag queens to be outrageous. And then the moment you go over that line, they turn on you. So anyway, we don't need to talk about this anymore.
The line has changed because we used to perform in front of like-minded gay men in smoky bars in the middle of the night, and now we've introduced so many different types of people into the world, and it's a fine line of, you know, it's like, do you understand what we are, and what responsibilities do I have to understand who you are? So it's a learning curve, and
Sure.
I'm so good, so I'm willing to learn.
But like I tweeted recently, do not forget, never get it twisted, under this clown is a gay man who fucking loves cock. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And so that's why I always say, if you're a Trump supporter, you cannot be a fan of mine. Nope. You cannot have it both ways. Fuck you. Go watch Scott Baio or Meatloaf or fucking Kid Rock. But yeah, Kirstie Alley. They have
they got a real gaggle of good stars. I said they were going to remake Passions of the Christ with John Voight, Kirstie Alley, Kid Rock, and Scott Baio.
Kirstie Alley can be what's her name? The whore.
She'll be the camel.
Oh my god.
She'll just be the manger. The whole building.
Hey, now I know that you did stuff in the past for PETA. Are you still a vegetarian?
Lifelong and true, unless I'm a little too drunk, and sometimes I'll sneak a little piece of bacon, but that's
bacon.
Because I don't like to be 100% about anything.
It just shocked me when I read that because, you know, human blood isn't vegan, right?
Well, yeah, neither's cum, but I do wear vintage fur. I wear vintage leather. I didn't kill it, and it's beautiful, and it needs to be owned by someone who respects it. But yeah, I don't eat meat, and I did an ad for PETA mostly to bring awareness to commercial farming. I don't agree 100% with their entire process of how they do things. I think they're kind of a cult. But
It's a bit much.
it got me to get a message about commercial farming out, and it also got me a billboard on Times Square. So once again, I'll bend for things.
Yeah, yeah. I get, okay.
If the Coke is good.
Now listen. Oh, and the pita Coke is good.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's some vegan Coke right there, girl.
Vegan Coke.
Our new
So,
Dirty Sanchez song when I enter the band.
yes, totally vegan Coke. And I wanted to, a friend of mine, Travis,
But
and I,
it'll all be about killing yourself.
but we wanted to do a website called veganloads.com, and it's just about like if you're a vegan, you want to make sure that that the cum you're swallowing is also vegan.
I'll tell you a fun story about vegan cum. Jiggly
Oh,
Caliente
God.
used to be a prostitute, or used to do sex work. And when she couldn't come, she would take the frosting from a toaster strudel and squeeze it on her tummy and say, "Okay, I'm done."
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
I know. I was just eating some candy corns the other day, but it was actually just Jiggly Caliente's old tea.
God, let me tell you something. The toaster pastry icing as cum takes this fat cocksucker and just, that's a win-win, baby.
Uh-huh. Well, you and Jiggly.
Hey, listen, I want to know, and maybe you've talked about this a lot, like, were you always into everything spooky? Like, was that just always your thing, or?
Always. I've always been attracted. Mostly it was Halloween. I just loved all my parents and grandma's original pastel die-cut decorations. I've always loved jack-o'-lanterns and fall. But really what I loved about Halloween is, you know, I was such an imaginative kid growing up in small town Newton, Iowa, and I was picked on all the time. But Halloween, I was the most popular bitch in town because I would go so out. And it was
Right.
my one day of drag. It was like the one day I could leave the house as a fantasy or something else. But as much as I love the costumes, I do love the dark. And I've always loved horror movies. You know, I used to sneak out of my bed every weekend as a kid to watch Rhonda Shear's USA Up All Night. And that's what really introduced me to horror. And I also liked how it seemed kind of gay to me because it was campy and
Right.
it was over the top. And but yeah, I've always been obsessed with witches. Like when I was a kid, all I wanted to be was a witch when I grew up, and look at the witch now. But yes, I've always loved dark nature. I mean, I remember the first time I heard "The Beautiful People" by Marilyn Manson when I was 12 years old. I thought it was the most beautiful song I'd ever heard. And so it's in my soul.
Right. I think a lot of gay people really gravitate towards horror because, again, it's like
revenge.
it's like telling a tasteless joke, or you need an escape valve. You need that steam valve.
But
And
it's not just that. It's also Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason. They were all misunderstood people who return to revenge, and they're usually killing the cheerleader, the jock. I mean, so
Honey,
it was
Carrie.
right. I always said horror movies stopped me from creating Columbine the sequel because it was an outlet to see the popular kids in school get it by someone who was usually misunderstood. I mean, Freddy, who was so misunderstood, he raped all those kids.
Jesus Christ.
No, not
What did you like? What did you dress up as when you were a kid for Halloween?
I always loved the classics, and I was lucky enough to have such an imaginative, great mom who was also, you know, a little bit of a penny pincher. So we never got the Walmart store-bought costumes. Of course, we grew up from the 80s and 90s where those costumes were stupid anyway. It was just the character printed on a plastic bag and then the mask. So my mom would take us to the thrift stores and we'd buy sheets and black gowns, and we'd make our own capes and witch dresses. And so I always loved the classics: vampire, a witch, a pirate, a clown, you know, the classics. I never did anything really pop culture.
Yeah, I did. I dressed up as Ace Frehley from Kiss.
Oh, slay.
I say this all the time. It's like a little gay kid growing up in Scottsdale, Arizona. You know, I wanted to dress up like Ace Frehley from Kiss because it was a wig, makeup, and platform shoes. So people say pot is a gateway drug, and I say Kiss is gateway drag.
That's right. Me and Alaska say all the time we want to get like Jinx, Katya, me and her, and do a full Kiss Halloween fantasy.
Oh my
But I'm not a
God, you
big fan
guys
of. But I'm not a big
should.
fan of Kiss, and I'm sorry to say that.
You're not?
I'm not a big fan. I mean, I love glam rock. I love The Sweet. I love Slade. I love New York Dolls. I like Iggy Pop. But there's something about Kiss, and there's also a history of Kiss's management promoting those radio stations burning disco records. And when they said disco is dead, what that really was an extreme attack on popular black music and making it a joke and people not working. Like, because,
Oh,
you know, I'm such a disco freak too. I love all music, but
and it
Kiss's
was
management,
also
Kiss's
very homophobic.
right,
You
right.
know, disco was for gay people and black people. So,
Yep.
well, I don't remember. Let me first of all just school you. The man who literally made Kiss what they are was Bill Aucoin, who was openly gay. So I can't imagine him doing that, but maybe he was, you know, I don't know.
Well, it was really more just to get more rock and roll on the airways because disco was saturating radio markets. So they
And
came
then
up
they
with this
went
ploy.
and then they went and did a fucking disco song.
Yeah.
But really old Kiss, I don't know. Maybe I need to turn you on to some of it. Like, have you listened to like the
That
first
neck is turning
album?
me on now. I will tell you this: my #1 selling song ever, which is called "Dress to Kill." It was the last song I wrote on my record, PG-13, and I was on so much cocaine. And I'm at the studio. By the way, Killingsworth Studio, who does their interior designer, did your house.
Right, Senor
Yeah,
Amor.
I know, it's such a small world. So I did a whole bunch of coke, and I had to take a shit, but you couldn't shit in the studio. The producer's very smell sensitive. So I went to the poop bathroom, which is framed with records, and there was a Kiss record, and I looked at the title, and it was Dress to Kill, and that's how I wrote Dress to Kill.
And they're all wearing suits, but with their makeup on.
Yeah.
There was a band, a new wave band in Arizona called the Jetsons. And they did a song called Dress to Kill also. So it's a very, and it's, I don't know if you know this, it's also a movie by Brian De Palma.
Yes, it's considered now a
Problematic.
problematic transphobic film. But and I'll go along with that, but I won't say Sleepaway Camp is an anti-trans film because she always wins.
She always wins. Now listen, when you were, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
My favorite Halloween, well, visually,
Or any candy.
My favorite, well, nose candy is my favorite candy, but my favorite Halloween candy, and this is weird because I don't know the name of it, is it was like a peanutty chew wrapped in a label-less, either black or orange wax paper.
There's like a Mary Jane.
But it isn't a Mary Jane. Like, there's
I know what you're
literally
talking
no
about.
word on it.
And it has that sort of crumbly, it's waxy taffy with
It's
the
a
crumbly.
taffy with something crumbly. It's like, I have no idea what they're called.
They haven't made it since 1972. That's the same batch. It's like fucking fruitcake.
Right. Yes, I love those. I love the image of candy corn, but I only eat one a year. But this is gonna sound. I love Black Licorice because it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written on my album Battle Axe, which one of you will be receiving a copy of. But I don't eat candy.
Oh.
I don't eat anything sweet.
Well, if you ever quit drugs, I understand that you'll be eating a lot of candy.
Yes. My brother just celebrated his first year of sobriety, and he says he has a Coke problem, but it's just like 12 cans of Coca-Cola a day.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody transfers that addiction.
Yeah, he says he realized he was allergic to alcohol. It makes him break out in handcuffs.
I always say that all my friends are on medical marijuana back when you needed to have the card, and I'm like, because it turns out they're allergic to reality.
Right.
Now, let's just say that you didn't have to worry about your girlish figure and you weren't on, you know, copious amounts of cocaine.
Yeah.
If you had a fantasy, like, what would your death row meal be? And it's possible because you could be found guilty of something at some point in your life. Most of my guests, it's not even a possibility. You could actually end up on death row.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I think it's a great way to go because I have such a fear with death. I would love to have it be in someone else's hands. And how exciting! Like, oh my God, here we go. This is happening. My my final meal would be a loaf of sourdough bread with olive oil and balsamic reductions and a giant bowl of tom yum broth. Done. And
Wow.
a 12 pack, 12 ounce of PBR.
Wow, you're a
And
simple girl.
yeah, I love my favorite food is broth.
For honestly.
Yes, yes, soup. I love soup, but I don't even need the things in it. Just the salty water
Salty, warm water.
and
Maybe
bread.
it's
Yeah.
because, yeah. Now, you know, I have you had, how much plastic surgery have you had?
Funny you bring that up, Miss Beat, with that snatch. Have I told you how snatched that neck is? Now, do you find it funner to contour it too, like to make it even more?
Yeah, I never used to, but now I
Like,
want to call attention to it.
it's like when Amanda Lepore found out about nose contouring, she still contours that whittled
Yeah,
down little.
yeah. I remember back in the day, I looked at Sherry Vine once and I said, girl, you're contouring your face like a fat girl. You are already skinny and now you look like a fucking skeleton.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's
She's
fun to
such
put
a
a brush.
dumb bitch.
Yes. I have a great picture for you. I
Mhm.
thought you didn't want me to ever share it, so I've never shared it, but it's right when I had my veneers done and we were doing a show, and before she got to the venue, her front veneer popped out. So
Oh,
it was just that orange tic tac hanging out of
right.
her gums. And I said, let's take a picture. And I'm just with these perfect little gleamers. And she's there, and I will send you the picture. It's so funny. So then I went in and I whitened my teeth and then whitened her veneers and then turned up the yellow on this little bone up. But anyway, plastic surgery. People will find this shocking that I've never been sliced or diced. It's just a whole bunch of fillers and Botox.
Oh, you really haven't been cut?
No, and a lot of it is I kind of ump the fact that I mean on the show I was a plastic surgery supporter, but a lot of it is the way I paint now. I have relocated how my face is drawn. Like my eyelid, like we'll show this is industry secret. It's nowhere near my eyelid. It's just a moon shape in my eyebrow. But then
Right.
it creates this yanked and you know you were a big person to help us learn that, like when you created the Nagel face of the 2000, when
Thank you, Sharon.
when it was so paint by number, and like it really helped us queens learn that exaggerated form, and then we could take it where we want. Like I do a little more blendy blend than you like more of kind of a graphic. I'd say your face is like a beauty shop Nagel, but mostly it's just because I paint my eyebrows really high. You know, I overdo my lips, but really it's just some cheek fillers, some lip fillers, some
Right.
veneers, and my
Well,
Botox.
you're also a lot younger than I am, and maybe one day you will get something
Oh,
snatched.
most definitely. I mean, look, I'm pushing 40. I'll be 40 by next year. So it's coming. And they say with facelifts, when you're a man, it's best to go early so you settle into it and you don't get that like Patrick Swayze face.
Well, I waited as long as I could, and I mean, I'm 57, fucking Sharon, and I think I look pretty good, but here's the problem. I have literally gained and lost over 100 pounds 5 or 6 times in my life. So this area filled up and then emptied out and filled up and emptied out, beep bop.
But you also got your act together, and half of beauty is clarity. So I mean, you dropped a lot of those poisons. And I never really asked you like what your poison was, but I remember being at your birthday party. It was either your birthday party or Mario's birthday party. I don't remember. Very drunk. And I was shocked because I tried to get you a drink, and you just looked at me and you're like, I don't fucking drink. And it just boggled my mind that all drag queens weren't chemically excessive. So
Right.
you'll be an
Well,
inspiration to me Wednesday.
I used to eat everything in sight, and I was kind of addicted to drama and self-hatred, and I wouldn't ever turned down a pill. I was kind of anti-drug, but like a pill is not drugs. That's prescription medicine.
That's
It's not
right. The
mine.
doctor gave it to you.
Yeah. So I've never ever done coke in my life.
Oh my
Not
gosh, I'm
once.
so sorry. You seem like someone, if they did coke, it would just make them eat faster.
That's exactly what would happen. But I remember being in a hotel room, like probably in Europe somewhere with fucking Bianca Del Rio, who I adore, but the bitch is on her second bottle of wine.
Right.
And we're talking, and she just turns to me and she's like, you know what? I don't trust a queen who doesn't drink. And I said, Bianca, I don't drink. And she's like, exactly.
And of course, my name is Sharon Needles. I've always, what is up is down. What's right is wrong. I've always loved that transgressive stuff. And half the things I say in character aren't even fucking true. So,
Of course.
so that being said, I've had 5 facelifts.
Yeah, I mean, like, spoiler alert, I'm a dude. It's just like, this is all a fucking lie. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm seeing all these, like, Sherry is spilling the tea. LOL, Sherry. I don't know what she's going on about, but she did tell that story about her tooth during our Halloween show the other night, which thank you for doing. You filmed a special readers, so thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. Anything for
Now,
you. And like I say, what's great about being a famous drag queen and just being a drag queen is I'm not just I'm a drag queen, but I also have always kind of felt like an imposter, like I'm a drag queen impersonator, just because I'm so fascinated by them. And the great thing about the success of RuPaul's Drag Race is to be able to call so many of my idols friends, and you are right up there on the top of the list.
Sharon, see, I wanted to do this interview, and I was going to, like, not even ask about cancel culture and beep bop boop, but I wanted people to, and I'm sure that they know this if they're a real fan, but I wanted people to see the sweet person inside. I wanted to see inside of you. That's why I brought this scalpel. No, I just want to remind
my insides
people,
are a rainbow.
it's time for a commercial. I want to remind people of a couple things. First of all, one random tipper, not the highest tipper, a random tipper will win an autographed copy, very rare, of Battle Axe on vinyl. I am still selling shares of my face. Just imagine this framed saying that you own a part of my new face.
Damn it, I wanted those drains.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I have a bottle of Mandelapor's piss in my freezer.
This is backwards, but it says every day is Halloween with Jackie Beat. And I don't even mean that I'm that spooky. I just mean like dress up. And then finally, I just want to do a shout out because I saw that they're in the room. If you listen, I have had surgery. I'm completely open to it, but I am 57 and surgery only does so much. You still have to take care of the newly stretched, tightened, snatched skin.
Of course.
So everybody use what I use, Erin Carr Skincare. If you go to erincarr.com and put my name in at checkout, you will get 20% off. Erin Carr, it really is fabulous. It's so luxurious and so decadent. Anyway, that's all. Now, if you could have a fantasy dinner party with any 3 people living or dead, who would you invite?
Wow, you know, that's a hard one. So I'm gonna take off anyone that I've ever met.
Okay, of course.
The great thing, like I said, is I've gotten to meet so many of my idols. I would have dinner with Vincent Price.
Elvira picked him last week.
Yeah, I would pick. What's that?
Elvira listed him as one of her 3,
shucks.
but they were friends.
Yes, I would pick Vincent Price, Miss Piggy.
Okay,
and
actually, Frank Oz.
No, just the puppet. I would prefer Frank Oz to be doing the voice because he wrote better material. But,
no, he's the only Miss Piggy you want, and this is a fantasy. So
yes,
Frank Oz is under the table.
Vincent Price and Gigi Allen.
Oh my God, Gigi Allen!
I know. You know, he would just turn it into a food fight.
I'd probably stand up and piss on all the food.
Oh, God, live the Mars bar.
Do you know the band called The Mentors?
I don't think so.
You need to look them up. I saw them live at Raji's in the fucking 80s. They have
Right.
a song called Going Through Your Purse. And it's
Oh,
about one guy's fucking the girl and the other guy is going through her purse. They
oh,
were
I live.
disgusting and very pre Gigi Allen. Anyway, you would love
Yes,
them.
I bet that was a very inspiring to Gigi Allen because he has a song called "I Fuck My Brother," which I really like, and he has another song called "I Piss My Bed Every Night."
Oh my God.
He was just so he was so shocking. He would have never worked today. I mean, he used to punch women in the face. He would eat his own human shit and throw shit on people and cut himself on stage. But just that extreme. I would never be that extreme, but I'm inspired by people that can really take it there.
And it's so easy to dismiss stuff like that. It's the thing I say about Warhol. I'm not a huge Warhol fan,
Right.
but if you go to the Warhol Museum or you see a Warhol,
Which
you
is in the
need
city
to
of Pittsburgh, where I live.
Yes, I remember I went there. You just have to remember that this changed everything. This was fucking revolutionary. This was a slap in the face to the art, community.
Stephanie, can you open this for me?
Is it another PBR?
Yeah, that's probably number 7 for the day.
You can't do it with your nails.
Oh, you finally got those on. Actually, I like your pink hands with the blue face.
Right? Only my face is dead.
Yeah, you kind of look like a Warhol.
This is sort of Tim Burton too, like sort of.
No,
like
it's cooler. It's cooler than Tim Burton. It's more the Munsters, dark shadows.
Dark
Yeah, you're
shadows.
cooler than Tim Burton, girl.
Thank you.
Tim Burton's not.
All right. Hey, tell us about your upcoming Halloween special, Mask It or Casket.
Yes, I teamed up with my music partner, Mike Greco, who has been a great fan of mine for years, amazing musician, does a lot of session work, does a lot of his own stuff. He actually is the composer of my song, Lift 'Em Up, that I did with Deborah Harry, Peppermint, Amanda Lepore, myself, and it was the anthem for the 50th anniversary of Stonewall. And for any of you guys out there watching that, every time you stream it, the money goes to the American Black Trans Travel Fund. So it's a great program that allows Black trans women to get to where they need to go safely. But we got together along with Alan Cumming, who owns Club Cumming, which I bet you probably remember is known as Eastern Bloc.
Right.
And we got together, and I wanted to write. First of all, I haven't worked since March, and my mental health has never been more challenged than it was this summer when it rains, it pours, and it's a tsunami for me. And
Yeah.
I said I couldn't let Halloween go by, and it wasn't for me. It was like what lifted me up through all of this bullshit. It's going to sound so cheesy, but it was the fans who have stuck by me for 9 goddamn years. And like, it's like
Sharon, it's
not a Halloween for them would have been like devastating to me because first of all, Halloween is when I make all my money.
right.
Like, I make a yearly income in 30 days, and because of travel bans and COVID, I couldn't work. But it would have been devastating for me, for my fans who've always been there, to not have an experience. Whether I make $1 out of this because I'm severely over budget, because I can't just think of a small idea. I always have to take it to that extreme. But it's kind of hard, like takes you back to kind of that Paul Lynde Halloween special, or like the Lawrence Welk show, or like Pee-wee's Playhouse. It makes no sense. It's wacky. It's a story of me and my coronavirus buddy Fagula being trapped in the home for Halloween. But so many of my good friends like Peppermint, Amanda Lepore, Countess Luann from Real Housewives of New York, Michael Carbonero, the famous magician, Michael Musto, Aja the Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, Alaska Thunderfuck, and of course, Jackie Beat in her new snatch neck. So if you go to clubcummingnyc.com, you can get tickets. There's ways to do digital meet and greets. There's different tiers. Not only are you supporting me, you're supporting my friends and a ton of New York artists that have not been able to work for a long time. And
Yeah.
It's funny, it's touching, it's stupid, it's full of music, and I really hope you guys all run out and get a ticket, because what else are you gonna do? Mask it or
Well,
casket. The Alan
I
Cumming
see.
presents Halloween special.
I see in the comments a lot of people saying, I can't wait. I have my tickets. So hopefully we're letting some people who may not have known about it or
Yes,
reminding
we
them
have a
to get
lot of
their tickets.
TSNers in here tonight. TSN is
Yes.
my fan page, Team Sharon Needles, and they're like life and death to me. It's like
Yeah.
they're like the
And it's so
fans you
funny that you
notice that.
say, it just cracks me up that you say like it sounds cheesy. It doesn't sound cheesy at all. This is why we do it.
Yeah, well, I've watched several RuPaul's Drag Race girls who will go unnamed. Like, once they get a little bit of that money and a little bit of success, that connection that they have with fans can even turn backwards and like be annoying or too
Yeah.
much. And I'll be honest, out of any Ru girl, sometimes I invest too much in my fans, and you know,
Well,
and
you
then
sleep with them.
yeah. No, I don't, because all my fans are girls. But
Oh, okay. Well, it's so funny that when you said that, like, I was watching the comments and every second or third comment is, I love you, Sharon. So listen, life is short. It
that's
is
right.
ugly right now, and we will take all the love from anywhere we can get it.
That's right. And if it wasn't for the love of family, friends, and fans, I would think this was all an illusion.
Right? Do you want to do some word association with me?
Let's
We're
do some
almost
word
done.
association, sis.
We're almost done. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. The hour just flies by.
People, buy stock in my face. Buy a share of my face. Each share is $19.63 because that's the year I was born. God damn, I'm old.
That's a great year. Jackie, you really lucked out when you were born.
I really did.
Like, anyone who gets a bit of the 70s, all of the 80s, had pubic hair by 86. I mean, you got to live everything before a phone in your pocket. And that, to me, like, I always said, if heaven exists, it will be able for you to choose where you go. And I'll just live 1977 to 1991 on a loop.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking amazing.
You lucked out.
I really did. I really did. So I'm going to do word association. I'm just going to say a name, and you just say the first thing that pops in your head. It doesn't necessarily have to be one word. Some people think it's one word. It doesn't need to be one word. Ready?
Uh-huh.
RuPaul.
Buy my tickets to Club Coming presents Sharon Needles Halloween special, Mask It or Casket.
Michelle Visage.
Husky.
She's big boned.
No, more of a voice thing.
Oh, her voice.
Yeah, no, I'll change it to raspy.
Okay. She's a man.
Oh,
Anyway.
hypochondriac. Gets
Is
beautiful
she?
with age. Snatch Game season 4, because that's who I did. Motherly.
Okay, you're
Sugar.
overachieving. You're an overachiever. How about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark?
Idol. Cartoon. Groundlings.
Alaska Thunderfuck.
Example of how an ex-boyfriend can become a best friend. Impatient. Nasally. Skinny.
Can I just say, Alaska is one of my favorite people on the planet.
I know, you talk about it all the time, and now you're talking about it with her ex-boyfriend. So can we get back to these fucking
No,
words?
I'm just saying I'm glad that you guys are friends, and I'm friends with all of my exes, and I just adore Alaska. Not more than you.
Yes, you do. I know you guys are very close.
Well, I spend time with her. I don't get to see you very often. What about Amanda Lepore?
Most important celebrity who's ever been born.
Wow.
So funny, super aware, artificially stupid, manufactured, mannequin, idol, icon, friend, most beautiful person I've ever laid eyes on in my entire life. And and starstruck. Never get sick of her. Always feels
Wow.
like, yeah, most important star in the world.
All those things you said are pretty much how I feel about Elvira.
Yes. Yeah, Amanda and Elvira are very similar to me.
Yeah.
One visual look archetype, a sense of stupidity but strength, intentionally dumb, but also unaware of their strengths. It's they're so similar to me. The
My
thing
dog.
is I
Can you hear my dog?
dinner. The thing is I choose to promote Amanda Lepore so much because she's not as famous as Elvira, and I want to do anything I can to lift her up.
Right. Well, she's part of your masket or casket. Get your tickets now.
That's right. And there may be a blooper reel of Amanda, which it took her about 2 hours to say 2 lines, and it is she is so funny and just so charming. And the fact that during this dark summer, especially through my divorce, she was really there for me.
Oh,
Like
I'm
a
glad to hear
friend,
that.
like a real human being. And it's really hard to see her like that because she's
Right.
so jarring looking.
Yes. And, well, I'm glad to hear that you could bounce stuff off of her. And, as far as a friend goes, it's nice to hear that you can't hold a candle to her because she'd melt.
That's right. Well, I like to fly with her too, because just in case of a water landing.
Oh, my favorite thing was when we went to, I won't even bring it up. Anyway, okay. How about Aquaria? What's going on?
Aquaria, young, the future, very fashionable, stuttery. She's not a great public speaker.
Wow.
And snotty.
Oh. How about Jeffree Star?
Jeffree Star, intriguing. Probably a bad person, but probably can't help it. Damaged. Success story.
Needs it too much. No, just kidding. Okay.
Excessive and that's all I got.
Okay.
I went up there for Halloween one year though.
What about Donald Trump?
Donald Trump, Hitler. I don't know if he's really that bad or if he's being controlled by evil powers that be to be a puppet to create discourse in our country. Orange, fat, mushroom, pig.
I think it's both. And thank you for thank you for saying mushroom. That means that you read what Stormy Daniels said.
That's right. Well, like I always say, I heard his penis was a fun guy, but it has much room for improvement.
Wow, you!
Donald Trump, jack-o'-lantern, orange, hollow, needs to be tossed out in November. Go vote!
I love dad jokes from a dead mom. Which could be your next show. Dad jokes from a dead mom. One last name. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Jackie Beat.
Jackie Beat. Punk, rock and roll, queer, icon,
Snatched.
Alexis Arquette, actor, writer, comedian, Hollywood do-it-all, beats herself up, loves sugar, mid-century, horror.
My goodness.
Is that pretty close?
Yeah. Do we have a few more minutes for some fan questions?
Yeah, a few more minutes. I can do 5 more.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, by the way.
No problem. It's been a blast.
I hope that everyone knows that one random tipper will win an autographed copy of a very rare vinyl copy of Sharon's Battle Axe record. All right. Chexy Decimal asks, what frightens you?
What frightens me? Snakes.
Okay.
Death.
That's ironic. Snakes, Alaska.
Yeah, well, I'm not afraid of horses. Yeah, snakes, death, other people's deaths, um,
That's funny.
mushrooms. That's more of a phobia. Back to mushrooms. The one thing that grows I won't eat. And
Really?
I think that's it. I'm due to severe
That's
nerve
good.
damage. It's hard for me to be scared of anything.
But it's funny that you're afraid of death and you sort of embrace it in your, aesthetic.
It's really common with death riders. Is that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
because it's always on the mind.
Dustin Thunderwood asks, what's your all-time favorite horror movie and one you just hate?
What I just ate, I had broth.
No! What is your favorite horror movie and one you just hate?
Oh, and one I just hate. I thought I was gonna say I had some broth. My favorite. See, it's a twisted question, so I'll give you the quick list. My favorite horror movie of all time is Return of the Living Dead, 1985,
Okay.
Linnea Quigley. Of course, I love Sleepaway Camp Part 2, Night of the Demons, but then there's my more headier horror movies like Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Virginia Woolf, Vertigo, and a horror movie I hate that everyone else likes. Oh, any of those Annabelle movies,
Thank
or
you!
any of those Annabelle, or The
She's
Grudge.
not scary!
I'll say another thing too, and this is going to be controversial. I have no interest in the Scream franchise.
I don't like it either.
No interest. It's like
There's one thing to be
like a
campy and
Scooby-Doo movie.
there's one thing to be campy and self-aware, and it's just stupid. It doesn't work on any level for me.
Another one is a lot of people have a Serpent in the Rainbow, and it does nothing for me.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Mario.
Sorry, it's too heady.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is Sarah by J.T. Leroy.
Oh, God, it's so good, right?
It's like I can pick it up, and maybe Man Enough to Be a Woman by Jane Kelly.
Yes. Have you read Holly Woodlawn's book?
Yes.
It's a good one. Okay, I want to keep going. If you were stuck on Sharon Spoopy, obviously your biggest fan, asks, if you were stuck on a boat in shark-infested waters and your only chance for survival was to make one of the other drag race winners walk the plank, who would it be and why?
If one had to walk the plank, I guess I'd say Stacey Lane Matthews, because there'd be so much for the sharks to eat that we'd all get away.
Okay, well, it was
because
supposed
I love her so much. I know what they're trying to do. They want me to find a drag sister that I don't like, but we're not the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are not. We are so different, but there is no other reality show where we can say, first of all, we knew we were never going to be famous, and now we are, and we just treat each other, with so much respect and love and sisterhood. If you want some tea, I don't have much for you. Because
yeah, I always tell people that too. Like I could count on one hand the time I got attitude or didn't like somebody, even if I thought I wasn't going to like them because of the show. We are actually all sisters for it's just
And of course you're going to have spats. We're on no sleep, living in a tour bus, driving around the world. Of course there's egos, and we're corseted, wearing nude wigs and lashes and lenses. We're constantly in a state of uncomfortability. So there are bitchy fights, but I can't think of one of my sisters. If I had to send one, maybe just like the last season, because I don't know any of them. Put them all
right.
I don't know who they are. But I think
like you said,
like this, there's the classic seasons, and now there's the seasons that will never end.
Right.
Because the show's never going to become nostalgic, because they're never going to cancel it.
No, never. And they're just going to do Weekend at RuPaul's, which is prop up RuPaul's dead body and keep filming like a marionette puppet.
Like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, exactly. Weekend at RuPaul's. Yeah, but you were saying when you don't get any sleep and you're traveling and all of that, it reminds me of that video clip of Mother Red Couture, Lady Red Couture, Mother Couture.
God rest her
Anyway,
soul.
Lady Red Couture ate fucking Bunny's steak backstage once. Like, we all got fed, and Bunny ordered a steak and put it like on top of the fridge, and Lady Red Couture just found it and ate it. And there's a clip of it, if you can find it online. It's the funniest thing. We're almost done. Pierre Bertolino asked,
Hey, Pierre.
Do you know him?
If it's the Pierre, I know possibly.
What's funnier, 9/11 or AIDS?
Well, this is a very good fan who comes to see my shows anytime I'm in California, whether I'm in Pomona, or he's come to several of my shows. And Pierre is someone who has suffered a stroke. He has been diagnosed with HIV, and for someone who could take life as if the world just punched him in the dick and be bitter and sad about it, he's turned it into something so funny. So we always tell the joke, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 had AIDS.
Right.
And then once we get talking, then we start making 9/11 jokes. And I have an obsession with 9/11. Like, I wish I was doing a tour of my house. I have the World Trade Center memorabilia all over my home. I have an obsession with extreme disasters and crime. And when I met Pierre, and you can see the physical effects of his stroke. You can, and he deals with a lot of health issues, and all he does is laugh and bring me so much joy. And he reminds me that what I do is for the right reasons, and that the world is here to be made fun of, because if we don't laugh, we're going to cry. Hi, Pierre. Hope to see you soon when this is over.
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to...
It looked like you fell asleep. Huh? Do those pain meds just hit?
No, I just... somebody was bothering me. So I have a joke. You've probably heard it. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
9/11.
9/11 who?
You said you'd never forget. One last question, and then I'm going to let you go. I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jax.
I am a real person and not just Jackie asks, what's your favorite thing about Jackie Beat?
My favorite thing about Jackie Beat is her ability to take a vaudevillian sense of drag comedy that she did not invent and has been here since the age of time, and find a way to pack that up to California in the 90s and find a way to sell it in multiple faceted ways of industry. And that's what turns a business or a drag queen to a businesswoman. For you to be able to write for idols like mine, like Roseanne Barr, and for Joan Rivers, and so many other different venues of putting your style and your stink of comedy to affect other people, and for them to be bigger stars and excel bigger than you, I think is groundbreaking and very inspiring to me.
Oh my God. Well, thank you. And thank you so much for getting all dolled up. I should say all devil dolled up just for us.
Oh, no. This looks going to make some money tonight.
Oh.
I just got cameos to do. By the way, kids, go to Cameo. Buy my damn cameos. I'm really good at it.
Oh, yeah. And get tickets to the show, Masket or Casket.
Go to clubcomingnyc.com for tickets to Sharon Needles' Masket or Casket Halloween special. Let's save Halloween, kids.
All right. We love you. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Jackie, too. And to you, I wish you a very, very, very happy Halloween. I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. She's pretty great. And she's not perfect. She's a very complex person. But I got news for you. Anybody worth watching for more than 5 minutes is a complex person. And she doesn't host a children's show, and she's not a role model. And we all make mistakes and we all learn, but I know the person deep down inside there, and it's a good person, and that is all I'm going to say. And you know what? If you are the type of person that is trying to point out injustice or wrongdoing in the world, more power to you. But a lot of times it's not about trying to make the world a better place. It's just all about trying to humiliate or cancel someone. And that's where I have a problem. So that's all I will say. Everyone can grow and learn. And when you're an artist and a comedian, you can go too far and you can make mistakes. And like I said, if a comedian says something that seems shocking or misogynistic or homophobic or racist, I got news for you. You didn't just catch them accidentally revealing who they really are. They tried to do a joke and they failed. That's really, we don't dress up like this. This is not the new, you know, KKK. I got news for you. So anyway, and now I'm rambling. But one last reminder, you guys, if you go to MissJackieBeat.com, you can buy shares of my face. Can you imagine having this in your bathroom, framed, hand signed by me, saying that you actually own some of my snatched new face? I also have t-shirts. Every day is Halloween with Jackie Beat. All sorts of fun stuff. Sleep masks, mirror compacts, coffee mugs. Well, honey, I invented that, okay? And I am available on Cameo. And what else? Oh, one last reminder. Oh, somebody says, I wish I had this on tape. Don't worry, you will be able to watch it 10 times if you want. We post the rerun. So just go to my website, MissJackieBeat.com, and click on live, you know, or schedule or something like that. But the one last thing I want to remind you all, and listen, times are tough. I do this for my sanity. I get in drag about 2 times a week. And I just want to remind you that one random tipper, not the highest tipper, one random tipper will win a very rare vinyl copy of Sharon Needles' Battle Axe album, autographed by Sharon. And one final reminder, if you want to look gorgeous like me, don't be blue with envy. Go to aaroncarr.com and enter Jackie at checkout for 20% off. I love everybody. Thank you guys so much. It's a little weird when you don't do drag for over 2 weeks because of, you know, for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden you do it again. And my face feels very different. So, yeah. Thank you guys. Happy Halloween. Please be safe. Please have a good time. Go get tickets to Mask It or Casket. And also, just, oh my God, I can't stop talking. You guys, Bette Midler is doing Halloween, and it is a Hocus Pocus reunion with her, Kathy Najimy, Sarah Jessica Parker, but guess who else is involved? The one and only Elvira Mistress of the Dark is hosting it, and Meryl Streep and Glenn Close are involved. So many fabulous people. Adam Lambert. It's unbelievable. Tickets are you ready for this? $10 fucking. So, fun, celebrities, Halloween, Hocus Pocus. Look it up online, and it's all for a good cause. Thank you guys so much. I do love you. I'm glad I didn't do blue hands. I think it's better. This is Jackie Beat, signing off.